Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good stuff. Yes, I'm good, thank you. How has your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. We've been practicing our watch task thing.
Mhm.
Um, it goes really well inside the house. Not so well outside, but I guess it's still early days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's just been a week, hasn't it, since we last spoke?
Yeah.
So, um, when you're in the house, is she giving you more eye contact just in general, or is you still having to really ask for it?
No, she definitely is because I never really had eye contact with her, I don't think particularly. The only time she used to look at me was when she'd done something naughty and she knew, so she'd turn around and look at me. Um, but now she does look at me more. And a lot of the time when she looks at me, and if she's laying on the sofa, she looks at me, and then I look at her, she might jump off the sofa and come to me. She's probably expecting a treat, but
She just gets fussy instead.
yeah.
Okay. And tell me about your walks. How have they been since we spoke last week?
Walk wise hasn't really changed that much.
Okay.
She won't do any of the eye contact with me on the walk. She won't take. I got her some hot dogs. She won't take them, and I got her some chicken, and she had some leftover roast beef, but none of this. She just will not take it when we're outside.
Okay, okay. And is that as soon as you're out the front door, or is that when you're actually on your walk?
Yeah, so it's as soon as she gets out onto the doorstep and realizes. So I've got a really annoying notification. I don't know if you can keep hearing it.
Can hear it. It's okay. Mine used to do it, but mine's suddenly just disappeared, and it's really annoying because now I don't know what time my next appointment is, and it used to pop up and tell me, and now it doesn't.
So I tried to mute it before I come on here. It's Microsoft Teams, but I have a uni lecture, but it's a chat bar and people are just sending messages, but I
Yeah,
can't mute it for some reason. Anyway, so
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry, it will keep doing it.
That's okay. No worries. Okay,
Um,
so whereabouts have you practiced doing the eye contact with her? So I know you said like in the house and like if she's on the sofa, have you practiced in any other areas? Have you practiced outside in terms of like in your garden or anything like that?
so I haven't practiced in my garden, which is a good point actually. I've taken her. My boyfriend lives on top of a pub, so he's got a big pub garden at the back, and it's in the middle of a tiny little village, like barely any cars. And I tried doing it there, and at the beginning, she was doing it not as well as she would do it in the house. Like she was looking at me, and she was taking the treat and eating it. This was the hot dogs.
Mhm.
And then ever so slightly, you can hear the background of a road. It's quite far away. It must be about a mile away, I reckon. But you can hear when a noisy car goes past. And then when she hears that, she just wants to go back inside and she won't carry on with the training.
Okay, okay. And how sort of long time wise are you able to get her focus on you while she's doing that training outside with you?
Probably about 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. So this is not like you literally getting like two little looks at you and then that's it. So 5 minutes, that's good for starters. That's a good starting place. Okay. And what else have you been doing? So eye contact, do we give you anything else to do?
No, I haven't done anything else. Eye contact, I did it starting a bit lower and then bringing the treat further up.
Okay,
That's all I've practiced so
okay,
far, I think. Yeah.
okay. And was that with maybe with sitting or with her walking around or a bit of both?
It was both. So I did it with her sitting and I did it with walking, and I also put her lead on as well and did it
Good stuff. Good stuff.
inside, which all worked perfectly fine, really well
Yeah.
inside.
Okay, good stuff. And the reason we get you to do it inside is because there's no distraction. So there is no stress for her to be competing with. So there's no distractions for her. You might have like a car that goes past the house, but that's probably the biggest distraction that you're going to get unless there's somebody else in your house with you. Now, dogs learn a little bit like us. So when they're overly stressed, then they can't learn. They can't take treats. They don't want to because they're too nervous and they're too anxious about what's happening around them to take those treats. Okay, so what I'm going to look at today with you is we're going to build up from the eye contact. We're going to look at loose lead walking so that she's on a really nice lead at the side of you to start with. And then we're going to look at what we can do around the sounds of the traffic, because I think that's going to be the biggest one for her. And what we don't want to do is give her too much to do too soon and kind of set her back before she started getting anywhere. So I think if we'll go for loose lead walking, and we'll go for a hand touch as well, because that's quite a nice one if she's feeling a bit worried. And then we'll look at adding sounds into that. So if I talk you through the sounds first, and then we'll do the practical side of it. So what I'll do is I'll send you over, you can do it yourself if you want to, or I can send them over to you. So if you go onto YouTube and just type in traffic sounds, then it will bring you up literally a load of different traffic sounds. Now, the idea is that with your training that you're currently doing, you're going to bring outside in. So you're going to bring the sound of traffic into your house. And the idea is we start it playing really, really low, like literally as low as we can possibly make it. And the reason for that is because we want to balance out. So at the minute, Mabel's kind of up here with her stress level, and we want to bring up the sound and reduce her stress level at the same time. So we're kind of putting her onto a balance level so she's able to concentrate, but there is some noise of traffic around her, but she's getting something really good. Now, there's a few ways we can do this. One is with the loose lead walking, one is by association, so just literally playing it, giving her a marker word and rewarding her. And the other one is actually doing something as well. Okay, so it may be that she's just sitting there listening and you're rewarding her. It looks like you're giving her rewards for absolutely nothing, but ultimately the sounds are on in the background. And the second one is actually moving around with her, so practicing some loose lead walking with her. And then the third one would be the hand touch, so you're getting her to do something that's a little bit more high energy. You're getting her to come over to you and do something while that noise is still there. Okay, now what I would highly recommend is whatever your volume is, it starts at 1. So that is the higher setting until you can get her focus. So if she's more distracted and away from you and she's like, oh, this is too much, and you know, her ears are kind of like got a load of tension in them and her tail's starting to get a little bit anxious and a bit kind of tense, then it's too loud. And sometimes it is just too loud, even on the setting of 1. So remembering that our dog's hearing is much better than ours is. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good.
Any questions on that before we start?
No.
No. Okay. So the first thing we'll look at is loose lead walking. And this is in preparation for her being actually out and about and walking with you. So this is going to be around any pulling on the lead. This is going to be around getting her to be focusing on you while you're walking with her. So the eye contact that we did last week, this is kind of joining the dots with that as well. The hand touch is to give her that high energy, and then the sounds are obviously going to be around that as well. So loose lead walking. So have you got some treats to hand, some nice tiny ones?
Yes.
Good stuff. Okay, so with loose lead walking, let me see if I can. No, my screen's not going to open this side. Okay, so with loose lead walking, the idea is that we start walking backwards to start with. Okay, so if you've got her lead attached to her, the lead can just be on the floor to start with. And then if you start walking backwards, you're looking for her to come towards you. Now, if you have both hands like this, but at your like belt buckle, so wherever your belt buckle sits, and what you're going to do is every time she walks towards you, you're just going to say yes and give her a reward. Okay. And you're going to keep walking backwards. You might have to like turn around and go backwards the other way, depending on the size of your room. And every time she comes towards you, yes, reward, yes, reward, yes, reward. And what you're looking for is that she starts focusing on your hand and where that treat's coming from, so she's more likely to want to follow you. Okay, happy with that?
Okay, yes.
Let's have a practice.
Okay, I'll just go grab her lead.
No worries.
Okay, so walk backwards, hands like that.
Yeah, so you're going to have your hands, have them kind of naturally. So have probably fists towards each other. So imagine that you've got a lead in one hand and treats in the other. And what we're just doing is we're having our treats in our hand so that she can't see them, but she knows that they're there. And then her imaginary lead's going to be in your hand to start with, but that is ultimately going to have the lead in. Doesn't matter which hand your lead or your treats are in, whichever is more comfortable for you. Okay.
Okay.
So you're literally going to walk backwards. You can talk to her. Come on this way. Get her to come to you. Reward her. Yes, reward. Couple more steps. Couple more steps forwards. Yes, reward.
Okay. Shush. Ready, babes?
I don't know if you can turn your screen round so I can see what's happening. That's great.
Room is tiny.
That's okay. You've got plenty of steps in there. Take small steps if you need to.
Come on then. Mabel. Mabel. Come on. Good girl. Does she need to look at me?
She doesn't need to look at you. She literally, as soon as she moves, yes, reward.
Yes.
And then you start moving backwards with her. So take a step. Likelihood is she'll follow you. Dancing dog. Nice and slowly.
Come on. Mabel. Mabel. Come on. Mabel. Come on. She thinks she's going out for a walk, I think.
Okay.
Come on. It's okay. You're not actually going anywhere. Okay. Come on then. Look, I've got treats in my hand. Come on. Mabel.
Let her see that you've got those treats. Let her have a sniff of your fist.
Mabel. Yummy. Come on then. Come on. Come on. She's on the sofa, shaking. Mabel.
Oh, bless her. Okay, let's try a different technique before we go that way then. So the treats that you've got in your hand, are you happy to just throw a treat towards her while she's sitting on the sofa?
Do you want to see her again? Actually, I don't know why.
So if you throw a treat towards her so she can get it. And then slowly with your treats, what you're going to do is you're just going to encourage her off the sofa with the treats in your hand. So just drop another treat for her.
Good girl.
And then drop a treat on the floor for her so she gets down.
What's this? What's that? Are you going to eat it? What's this? What's this? Oh. Look, there's a treat there. No, she doesn't want it. Go on.
You can pick it up and give it to her if you want to.
Okay. Look.
Did she eat it that time?
No.
No. What treats have you got?
They're just they're just like dry biscuits. I haven't got any hot dogs with me.
Okay, that might be why she's not too interested, but we could make them more exciting for her. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll play a little game with her to start with, just to get her into the flow of actually moving around. So with the treats, what I want you to do is in your hand, so you're just going to throw one treat a little bit away from you. So you're just going to throw it, and then when she goes and gets it and hopefully eats it, you're just going to say yes, and then let her come back into you. When she walks back towards you, you're going to throw another tree out to the other side. So just a few feet, not massive amounts. And what we're doing is just going to raise her energy a little bit so that she's interacting with you a bit more. Okay, so make the game nice and exciting. What's this? What's this, Mabel? What's this? And then throw a treat out, let her go and get it. Yes, and then she'll come back into you. Okay. So it is just literally a couple of minute game, and then we'll try and hopefully get her back onto track again.
Ready, Mabel? Mabel, what's this? Mabel, what's this? Oh, go on in, go get it. Where is it? Good girl. Yes. Ready? Go on then. Where is it? Mabel? No, what's here? What's this? Where's your treat? You want another one? Ready?
If she doesn't pick it up, then just throw another one out for her.
it? Mabel, look. Come on. Good girl, yes. Yes. Good girl. Ready? Come on then. Yes. Ready? Good girl. Yes. Yeah, she's enjoying it now.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just about having that little bit of excitement around the treats as well.
Yeah.
Let her just do a couple more and then we'll go back into the loose lead walking if she's going to play ball with us.
Yeah. I just realised I have got some Parma ham in my fridge. Can she eat that?
Yeah, she should be able to, yeah. And, unless she's got any kind of allergies around like ham or pork or anything like that.
No, I mean she eats everything and anything. I might just grab that because that might help actually.
Okay.
A bit more. There we go. You know what this is?
She's like, I know what that is. That's
Yeah.
a good sound.
Okay.
Okay, are you able to just slightly turn your screen round? Sorry, I can literally make out what's in the room, and then I've just got quite a lot of light coming in through your window. That's fine.
Should I put the light on? Is that better?
I can see you. That's the main thing. I can see roughly what's happening. Okay, so we're going to go back to the loose lead walking again. So really nice and slowly. So if you take one step, she takes a step forwards. Yes, reward. Okay, so just literally, you can call her to you if you want to, and then as soon as she starts moving, yes, and reward her.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? Come on then, babes. Mabel. Look. Oh, yes. Come on then. Mabel, what have I got? Come on. Is it because
Maybe try walking away from the door. Maybe try and go inwards.
Come on then. Mabel. Oh my God. Yes. Good girl. Ready? Come on then. Mabel. Come on. I don't think you're going to do it that way, are you?
That's okay. Just keep going that way, and then you can turn around and come back in. So once she's done a few, then she'll be in like the hang of what it is that you're trying to get her to do.
Okay. Come on, what have I got? Mabel. Mabel. Come on. Good girl. Yes. Well done. Come on, this way. We'll do it again. You coming? Should we go here? What's this? Come on. Come on, babes. Oh. I don't know how to get her back to here so she can
Okay.
follow.
So what about if you drop a treat at your feet so she comes to you?
What's this? There we go. Ready? Come on then. Mabel. Mabel, come on. You're going the wrong way. Mabel.
She's off again.
Yes, she did it. She just went a long way around.
Bless her.
Ready? What's this? See it? It's just there. Just there. Ready? What's this? Come on then. Mabel, come on. Yes. There we go. Come back this way. Come on. Good girl. Ready? Come on then. Mabel, come on, this way. Mabel, this way.
She says, I'm going to go round again.
Yes. Yeah, she is doing it. She just has to go all the way around the edge of the room.
Okay, so nice and slowly. So call her to you.
Come on then, Mabel. Mabel.
Okay, she's looking at you. Is she looking at you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just say yes and reward her.
Should I do it again?
Yeah, so when she looks up at you, yes, reward. And then any movement, when you move, you're looking for her to move as well. And any movement towards you, yes, and then reward her. So if you take really slow steps, so take a step and then another step and then another step, rather than the normal human way of walking, if one step after the other, and you're just waiting for Mabel just to take a step towards you. Okay, so the reason I'm using the word yes is so that she knows precisely when she's doing the right thing.
Okay.
Okay. So any eye contact, any moving forwards, any actually walking forward. Here she comes. Yes, reward.
Yes.
Take a step back. Yes, reward.
Come on then. Come on, Mabel. Yes.
Keep going. She's on a roll.
Come on then. Yes. You're looking at me. Come on then, Mabes. Mabel, come on. Come on, Mabel. Yes.
There's a bit more of a flow going now.
Yeah, it's definitely better. Yes. Good girl. Come on then. Mabel, come on then. Yes.
She's like, this is easy. I know how to get treats out of you.
She's loving it. Come on then. Come on. Come on. Mabel. Yes.
Okay, so this time when you reward her, I want you to have your hand really close to your leg. So she has to come right into your leg to get that reward from you. Okay, so at the minute you're reaching out to give her the treat, which is absolutely fine, but you're just going to bring your hands into your leg. So even if you reach out and then kind of guide her in with the treat, so she's at your leg, and then give her the treat.
Okay.
Yeah, just so that she's closer.
Ready?
Because she's standing up.
Get down. Down. They will sit. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Come on. Yes.
Look at this.
Yeah, she's liking the palm ham. I have to get some more.
She's doing really well.
Yeah,
You can see that her body looks like it's completely changed in terms of like when you first put that lead on, she was like, oh no.
yeah. She was like, I'm not going outside. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get her to come all the way around with your hand. So what you're going to do when the next time you say yes, you're just going to guide her from the way that she's facing so that she's facing the opposite way. And when she's facing the same way as you, you're going to give her the treat and then you're going to move forward. So this time we're looking for her to be moving forwards with us, but she's going to remain in that position. So she's going to remain whichever side of you, which is fine. Okay.
Okay. So I get her to turn around.
Yeah, so you're going to turn around with your hand, with the treat in your hand, and when she's facing the same direction as you, so you're literally going to have the treat in your hand like that and guide her all the way around so that she's in the same direction, facing the same direction as you before she gets that treat.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Can I hold the treat like here, or should I be more like here?
You can hold the treat, if you want to hold it down to her, that's fine, so you can literally guide her around with it.
Come on in. Sit. What if she jumps up like that?
Okay, so just go steady. So go a couple of steps backwards to start with, and we'll just recap over that. So just go backwards where she moves towards you, yes, and reward. Okay, so go back another couple of steps and then say yes, but as she's coming to get that reward from you, guide her around nice and slowly so that she's facing the same way as you. Okay. Now guide her around so she's facing the same way and reward her. As soon as she's facing the same way, that's it, reward.
Yes.
And we're just trying to get her so she's walking alongside us. Okay, so you're both going to be walking the same direction now. So any time that she's in the position, ultimately you're going to want her a little bit closer to you. And every time you take a step and she either looks up or she continues walking, yes, and reward. So what we're teaching her is around our feet are a good place to hang out to get rewards.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on in. Yes. Good girl. Ready? Come on then. Yes. Come on then. Come on then. Yes.
Okay, so with your hands, if you can just keep your hands so she's not just following that treat this time. So you're just going to keep your hands just so that she knows you've got treats, but she's not sure when they're going to come.
Okay.
Okay, so have another walk around with her.
Come on then.
Looking good.
Yes. Ready? Come on. Rebel, come on. Good girl. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to add another distraction in because I'm going to get you to pick her lead up in a sec.
Okay. Now or in a minute?
Yeah, go for a lead now. So literally just hold her lead, just hang it over like your little finger or just one finger, that's fine, just so that if she does pull on it, it's just going to fall off you. And loose lead walking is about having that loop on the lead. So the loop that you've currently got on it there, so a smiling lead or the letter J, whichever way you want to look at it. And it's about keeping that there. So whichever direction you go, it's about not having any tension on the lead. Yeah?
Yeah.
So if you want to start walking backwards with her for a couple of steps, just a reminder that in this area, this is when she gets the rewards, and then start moving forwards with her so she's able to move in the right direction with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Mabes. Mabel, come on. I won't go towards the door.
She's gone back to thinking she's going outside.
Yeah. Come on,
So
Mabes.
here you're going to say yes for her looking at you, any movement towards you. So we're just going to take it back slightly because she's obviously a bit worried that you're going to the front door with her.
Mabes.
So taking it back slightly. That's the one.
Yes.
And then just tightening your hand up towards your leg so that she's coming right into you.
Yes.
That's the one. And now walk forwards with her. Reward her. Yes, and reward.
Come on then. Come on, Mabes. Yes.
And it does take some practice.
Yeah. Come on then. Yes.
Does she ever pull on the lead?
She only pulls when she knows that we're turning around to go home.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
if a car goes past, she'll then try and turn around to where she thinks home is and start pulling.
Okay.
Apart from that, she's quite good. Come on in. Yes. Yes.
And that's really nice because she's actually walking over to the front door as well there.
Yeah. Yes. Come on in.
Okay.
Yes.
So for your loose lead walking, what you're going to do, I'm going to get you to continue doing that. Just continue practicing with her. And then what you can do is reduce the amount of treats that she's actually having. So every few steps, she then gets a treat rather than every single step. And then you can build up over time. Obviously, when you're outside, in an ideal world, you would go out into your garden and practice this in your garden so that she knows exactly what's expected outside, and just going outside your front door as well. So you're straight onto the road, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So literally going out of the front door, walking a few steps, coming back into the house. Or it might even be that you just open your front door and just walk towards the front door and come back again. Okay.
Yeah.
So that she has a bit of exposure to what's out there, but not too much that she's like, oh, this is too much and I don't know what to do. Okay. So that's the loose lead walking in kind of it is basic form. Okay. So the more natural you are with it, the more natural she will be with it as well. So with your treats, to whichever side you're more comfortable to have her on, if it's a combination of both, then that is fine as well. So the idea with having your hands like this is one hand's going to have the lead, the other hand will have the treats, or if your hands are in your pockets, then the lead's going to be on one hand and the treats are going to be in the opposite pocket. Now, the reason they're in the opposite pocket is because you can't give a treat in the same hand as the lead, because it's kind of a bit impossible. Well, you can do it, but you're going to be in a bit of a pickle with it. Having the treats on the side that you want them to walk keeps them on that side. So it stops that kind of snaking round in front of you. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you happy with that? Have you got any questions on loose lead walking?
Yeah, no, I think that all makes sense actually. I would never thought of it like that as well.
And I try and make it kind of as like straightforward as I can. That it obviously is a little bit technical, but once you kind of get into the flow of it, it's like, oh yeah, right, okay, yeah. So I just give her the treat on this side, and when I say yes, she knows she's doing the right thing, and she gets a reward for it. Okay, so we don't need to have the treat on show, because then they're just waiting for that treat to be present. Okay, so that's loose lead walking. The next one I'm going to do with you is a hand touch. Now, the reason I would want to do a hand touch with her is because it's going to build her confidence up, not only in our hands being near her, but if she feels worried and we put our hand down, then she's more inclined to come to something that she recognizes if she's a little bit worried. Okay, so I'm doing it as a confidence building exercise opposed to building confidence around hands. So this one is really, really nice and simple. So if you get your hand like this, and in between these two fingers here, just pop a treat in there. Okay, and then what you're going to do is roughly 6 inches away from Mabel's head, you're going to present your hand now either out to the side or with your hand facing downwards. Sorry, it's really awkward to do from a screen. So if you were presenting it downwards, you'd literally have your hand facing down like that, whichever is more comfortable for you. So about 6 inches away, as soon as she comes in to take that treat, you're looking for her nose to touch your hand. As soon as her nose touches your hand, just say yes and let her just take the treat out of your fingers. Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Have a practice.
Mabel, are you going to come down here? Good girl. About here?
Yeah.
Good girl. And then I give her the treat.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I dropped it. Yeah.
So I know you're using ham, which is probably a little bit sticky, but if she can just take it out of your fingers, then that's good.
Okay, we'll give that a go. Get me some more. Ready? Do I need to say yes or?
Just say yes. So as soon as her nose touches your hand, just say yes and let her take the treat.
Yes.
It might be easier for you to sit down and do it. Just it might save your back a little bit.
Yeah. She's like, why are you sitting down as well? Should I sit here? Come on in. Yes.
Okay, so this time you're going to present your hand, you're going to say yes and then give her a reward. So you're not going to have a treat in your hand this time. You're just going to put your hand down, let her touch your hand and just say touch and then reward her. So you can reward her out the same hand or the other hand. It doesn't really make any difference.
Touch. 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 She's starting to work out there's no ham there.
Yeah, and what will happen is, so once she's done a couple, then give her a reward. So she does, so you're getting unpredictable as to where those rewards are coming from, because touch is a really easy one for our dogs to learn. And like you say, she's picked up straight away. She knows that there's not a treat there, which is fine. But as she touches it, you can just say touch, and then you can give her a different reward. So there isn't one there, but there is a different one coming.
Okay. Mabel. Touch. Well done.
Really nice.
Touch. Mabel. Touch. Well done.
She's very smart, isn't she?
Touch. Yeah, she is quite clever. I think she does learn quickly, which I have high hopes for, because she's quite switched on.
Yeah, which is good. It's very evident to see as well. And she's like, oh yeah, I know there's no treat there. I'm just going to delay myself a little bit and then I might do it.
Come on then.
Sometimes you might have to pretend that you're putting a treat there. So pretend that you're putting a treat there and then put your hand out.
Come on then. Mabel. Mabel.
Maybe try a little bit closer. Maybe they've just moved a hand too far.
Touch. Touch. Yeah.
And this is another way that you can actually calm her down as well. So helping her to calm down, because while she's focusing on your hand, she can't focus on what's going off around her.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just it's a confidence one for her and it's a calming one at the same time. Okay.
Touch. Touch.
Okay. Are you happy with that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of make it as fun and as fast as you want it to be. And you can call her, at a bit of a distance, you can call her to you. If she's at the end of the lead, you could call her back to you and get her to touch your hand before she then gets a treat. So she's facing the opposite way. If there's a car coming or if there's a sound of a car, you can then present your hand. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight because of the experiences that she's got. Have you, let me send you a thing for traffic. Give me one sec. Okay, I'm going to send you this link over. Just make sure that actually goes to the right thing. Nope. Let's try that again. And what I'm going to get you to do, we're going to do some traffic sound desensitization with her. So hopefully it will come up.
Is this in the chat?
Oh, no, it's not come up at all. It's something completely different than I was expecting. Let's try that again. Traffic sounds. Okay, so I'm just going to drop it into the chat for you. Give me a second. Where have my chat bar's gone? There it is.
Oh, yeah.
So that should take you to, now it's going to be a fair amount of traffic sounds. There's about 10 minutes of different traffic sounds. So it's, in fact, is that the right one? We'll give it a go. If it's not the right one, we can always change it. So nice and low. So your volume, in fact, yeah. So what we'll do is you're going to play it, and
All the women dare to go first, who move mountains. So we.
Is that an advert that's popped up on front of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as that starts playing, what I want you to do is as soon as it plays, I want you to pause it, and then I want you to say yes and throw Mabel a treat. Okay, so we're building association with the sound that she's going to hear, then it's going to stop, then she's going to get rewarded. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, so I'll turn my volume down to 1.
It might be just as well. Have you got a phone to hand? Have you got a phone near you?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
It might be easier to do it on your phone because then you could just stop and start it. But I don't know how you're going to get that link. If you just go onto YouTube and type in traffic sounds. And then I've just gone for the first one. It's the nomadic ambience. but you can pretty much use any. A lot of them are used for meditation, but obviously we're using it for a different, we're not using it for humans, we're using it for dogs.
I think I found the same one.
So just going to turn your volume down.
She's just up here.
There she is.
Oh, it's just load and stop working. There we go.
So we're not looking for her to make any reaction. We're literally going to play it for a couple of seconds, stop it. Yes, reward.
Okay. I can't hear it, but I imagine she can probably hear it.
Quite possibly. So you're just going to say yes and reward her.
Yes. You're going to get that.
And then play it again. You can see their ears are twitching a little bit.
Yes. Good girl.
Okay, so then just play it for a little bit longer this time. And this time you're going to keep it playing and you're going to say yes while it's playing.
Okay. And give her the treat whilst it's playing.
Yeah. Yep. Just say yes and reward her.
Yes. Good girl.
And keep it playing. Yes and reward her.
Yes.
Yes and reward her.
Yes.
And then just pause it for a sec. She's like, what am I doing? I'm doing something here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting all these treats. So this time we just...
Interested.
Yeah, we're going to turn the volume up a little bit. So go for like two volume moves up. So it's a definite that, well, she will be able to hear it. There's no doubt about that. So as soon as you press it, you're just going to say yes and reward her.
Okay. Yes.
Keep going.
Yes.
And then just have a little walk around with her. So as you're walking around, that's still playing.
Come on then. Come on, Mabel. You gonna come? You coming? Mabel, come on. Come on. Mabel. Come on. You coming? Come on. Come on. Mabel. Mabel. It's all right.
Just say yes and reward her.
Yes.
And what you're rewarding her for there is no barking at the van that just went past, the red, whatever that red van or car, wherever it was that just went past, because she clearly saw it and she could have responded to it, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're rewarding her calm behaviour there.
Yeah.
And the traffic sounds are still playing, aren't they?
Yeah, they're still on. I think sometimes the traffic outside is slightly louder, but it's a mixture of it, so.
Okay, so I mean we can see her ear, her right hand ear keeps flicking out, so I'm aware that she's hearing it, so just say yes and reward her.
Yes.
And then turn the volume up again on your phone. And yes and reward.
Yes.
And then just move away from her slightly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the one. I was going to say just move away from her slightly so she's actually got to move.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And then go with your volume a little bit higher. Sorry, you're getting ham all over your phone as well now.
Ready? Yes. Yes.
And then just for literally for about 30 seconds, just do the game where you're throwing the treat out to the side, she's getting it, you're saying yes, you're bringing her back in, sending her out to the other side. Just do that for about 30 seconds with her, just so that she starts to get used to this noise in the background as well.
Yes. Yes.
Let her come back to you. And throw another one out.
Yes. Keep getting stuck to my hand.
Sticky ham.
You coming all the way back? Well done. Yes.
And then just turn your phone sound up. Turn it up a little bit more.
Oh. Ah. I pressed something. Here it is. It's just loading up again.
Okay. So yes and reward.
Yes.
And you can see when her ears start twitching, you can see there's a bit of tension going off there because she's really good. Her ears are flicking around as soon as she's like, oh, there's something there. And that's the point that you want to be getting her. So if you can get her just before that, then even better. So yes and reward.
Yes. 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 I don't know where it's going. Yes.
Okay, and then just pause your YouTube video. Okay, so there's a good 5 to 8 minutes of her training with that sound in the background there. Now, with her, with you living so close to a road, does she generally bark at most of the traffic that goes past?
No, she barks at people that walk past. Traffic, she doesn't really seem to bark at. I find she'll sit what she's doing now and she'll just watch it, but she very rarely barks at it. I only find she barks if there's people out there talking.
Okay, so I would look to just discourage her from being able to sit in the window. And
Hi, Ball. That was a van door outside. Someone got out their car.
okay, so there's another YouTube one you could do. Opening and closing doors, people talking, and it's not quite the same because it's on your phone, but it kind of gets the message across that it's okay to carry on focusing on you while there's other things going off. Okay, but we always start off really low and then move it up because we don't want to scare them. Does that make sense what we've done today?
Yeah, it does, because it's like bringing the noise of it in here where she feels safe or safer.
Yeah.
Which hopefully will help in the outside world, I guess.
Yeah, we're not putting her into a position where she's too stressed, and that's why I'm conscious. Like, obviously I can see her body language, I can see if she's stressed or not, and she's twitching one ear, which says to me that she's not overly bothered. Guaranteed it's not a car that's in front of her, but it's a really good positive step forwards that she's not completely over threshold the second that she hears a car. Okay, so what I would say is anything that she gives you that you like, so even if it's just doing nothing, gets a reward. Okay, so dogs learn with the principle of when they do something and they get a reward, they will do that more often. Okay, now rewards can be positive or negative things. So if Mabel's up on the sofa looking out the window and you say, Mabel, get down. So she might get down, but she thinks that that's a praise from you. Okay. So if you're out in the street with her and there's a car that comes, or she hears a car and she starts kind of lunging towards it or trying to get into the road, at that point she's kind of got no awareness of what she's doing, so she's not able to really think about what's happening. She's kind of over, her stress bucket is over. Okay, so it's like overfilled. So she's not going to be making a conscious decision to run out into the traffic or, you know, bark or get herself upset. So what I would say is take it really, really, really slowly. And what I would do is I would literally have your front door open, obviously have Mabel on a lead, holding on to a lead, and I would just have the front door open, and any noise, anything, literally a person, a car, whatever, any noise outside, yes, and reward her. Okay, and the reason we're using yes is to let her know exactly when she's done the right thing. So it doesn't matter if you say yes and then a few seconds later that treat then appears, as long as you've said yes at the right time. So I don't know if you've ever heard of clicker training.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I've heard of the word.
Yeah, so a clicker training is literally, it's a tiny little device that clicks. Okay, but they can get really really messy in terms of juggling a lead, a dog that's trying to kind of jump into traffic, and then you're like, where does that click go? So the word yes is a marker word. It's the same, it does exactly the same as what the click does, but it's just something that you carry with you all the time, which is your voice rather than a clicker. Okay, so as soon as she does something that you like, yes, reward, and you will get more of that. Okay, so when at the beginning of the walk-in, she was like, well, I'm not doing that, that's a bit strange, I'm not doing that. But after a little bit of encouragement of telling her she was doing the right thing by just looking at you, moving towards you, and then actually moving, she got the idea of what it was that you wanted. So sometimes we just need to go a bit slower than what we expect to go. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so in terms of your actual walks, what I would look at doing is really reduce down your walk in terms of your walk length. So if you go out for say 20 minutes, half an hour, then reduce that down to sort of 15 minutes, but it's going to be 15 minutes of just training. Okay, so as soon as you leave the front door, I would start inside. To be honest, I'd start as soon as that front door opens. A little bit of training with her forwards and backwards on the lead, then get out of your front doorstep, and then just stand there. Leave the front door open for a sec and let her make a decision. If she wants to go back inside, then just go back inside with her. Okay, because often what happens is that we're forcing our dogs into a bit of a scary position where they potentially don't need to be in. And sometimes it's about them just having that choice of going back inside if they want to. Okay, now if she chooses to go back inside, give her 5 minutes inside and then go back out again with her. Okay, does that make sense? So she's got time to, so if as soon as she steps out the door, she's like, then we're letting her go back inside and she's like, safe again. And then you go back outside, she's like, and then you can go back in again. Okay, so she's just having that choice to actually make that decision if she wants to go out or not. And the other thing I was going to say was, do you have access to go out of a back door?
Yeah, well, only into my garden, I can't get round, I'm in the middle.
Okay.
As a terrace.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, so we're just going to have to do work around the front door. So we're just gonna, we could see it was evident how much she was like, the front door's near, I don't want to go through the front door yet. So I think practicing just forwards and backwards with the front door open, sitting with the front door open is a bit weird if anyone walks past, but ultimately it might be that you just start with the door half open so that you can just sit behind it, and then you can push it. If there's anybody that comes past and she starts kind of getting too much, you can just shut the door so that she knows that it's okay and it's safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, I think that it all makes complete sense, and I can see the difference in her. Like when you say at the beginning she was not even interested in walking inside the house, and then eventually she started getting closer to the front door anyway. So I think with baby steps that it hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's going to be baby steps, and what we have to think of is that she's built up the association of a bad experience every time. So for her, every time that lead comes out, in fact, you know, the collar and the lead that she wears, is that the same collar and lead that the incident happened in?
This one, actually, that's a good point. So the one she's got on at the moment, yes, it is. I've got another lead which is slightly longer, which is not the one that it happened in. So I've got two leads, and I normally take her out now on the longer one, but I only recently got the longer one probably about a month ago. So
Okay.
since then, she's always been on the same lead, yeah.
Okay, so it might be worth just having that other lead on, just for association purposes. So if she's like, this is the lead that scary things happen.
Mm-hmm.
It can be the smallest of things. A couple of my other clients, they've just changed from, so they were in harnesses, their dogs, and they've taken them off the harnesses and put them onto collars.
Mm-hmm.
And their walking is completely different. Granted, they haven't had an experience like Mabel has, but sometimes it's just that association that they've got with a particular bit of equipment.
Oh, that's interesting. It might be worth me getting her another collar maybe as well.
Yeah, it's potentially worth it, definitely, just to have that element of, we're starting a complete fresh, and the experience that she's going to have every time she has that collar on. But then it does rely on us to make sure that the walks that she's having are safe for her. She's not being exposed too much too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I'll get her a new collar and use the other lead as well.
I think you might see a bit of a difference with them. Ultimately, you might not as well, but it's definitely worth a try. And that ordinarily, what I would get you to do is go out of a back door if you had a back or a side door, so that that association with the front door isn't there. But obviously, we're not able to do that, so we're just going to have to take it extra slow, getting through that door, keeping the door open, training with her. It might even be that you practice the treat throwing game, so you literally throw the treat out of the door, throw the treat back in the door, so it becomes a game for her to go out, and it's a good experience as she goes out. Yes, comes back in, yes, goes back out, yes, comes back in, yes, and just making it a bit more fun for her, because so that she builds up a bucket of positive things that have happened.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to kind of overflow you in terms of what we've gone through today. In brief, we've gone through the windmill game, which I wasn't expecting. That was a bit of an impromptu game. We've gone through loose lead walking, hand touch, and then we've done some desensitization around the sounds of traffic. Okay, so what I would like you to do is continue with the eye contact. You may just see that you get more eye contact as she's just practicing with you. And if at any point she gives you eye contact, if you want to use watch or look, then you can do. If you want to just say yes, then you can do that as well. Okay, so whatever she gets rewarded for, she will automatically give you more of. And it's just sometimes about us actually looking for what we want her to do more of as well. So the loose lead walking, what I would like you to do is reduce your walks down and make them training walks. So literally you're going to have 15 minutes of a training walk, whether that's 15 minutes of you standing on your doorstep, or whether that's 15 minutes of you taking 10 steps up the road and coming back home again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just so that she's really comfortable. You're looking for her focusing on you and making sure that she's not too worried, and then coming back home again.
Yeah. Oi, Max.
With the hand touch and the windmill game, I'll leave you to play them whenever you feel that you want to play them. Like I say, inside and outside the door, that's going to be a good one for you. Even if it's just standing outside the door with the door closed, then you can practice it just standing on the street doing it. And it's again a way for her to be able to take some food from you, because if she's not taking food, that's a good indicator that she's quite high and stressed.
Okay. Yeah.
What else? And then just practicing with the sounds. So literally practice with the sounds in the house. It might be, if you've got internet, oh, you've got a laptop, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just play them through your laptop and then just hit pause every now and then. But if she's happy and you can see that she's not kind of tense, she's not barking, she's not getting upset, as long as she's calm, her ears are generally quite relaxed. I mean, her ears are quite pointy anyway, but it's that twitching of the ear, so we don't really want any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we don't want her tail tucking under. We don't want her like looking around the room as if to say, where's that car? The car's in the living room with me. We want to introduce that really gradually. Okay,
Yeah.
happy with all that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, happy with how the training's going so far?
Yeah, I think like I say, I definitely notice a difference in her as like a dog, kind of like looking at me, paying more attention to me. And also, I don't know if you can see, I got her a teepee to sleep in because I wasn't sure about the cage, and she's actually been sleeping through the night by herself and not getting up. So it's made a difference. So I don't know how that's made such a difference, but she's been doing really well overnight. So it must have been the security thing, I reckon.
Yeah, potentially just having that kind of den structure around her.
Yeah.
That's great. She's been sleeping in the teepee then, I take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I take it upstairs at night and I put it next to my bed, and she sleeps through the night.
Wow.
She's snuck into my bed a couple times, but not anywhere near as much as she would, and she's not getting up in the night to go for a wee either. So
That's huge.
yeah, I know. I'm really impressed. I couldn't believe it.
That's massive compared to where, like, literally a week ago when I spoke to you and you were like, yeah, she just gets up through the night and gets into my bed and we have to go out to the toilet. And yeah, no, that's huge. And that must be having a huge impact on you as well, actually being able to sleep through the night.
Yeah, no, it's really quite nice.
Oh, I bet. Oh no, that's brilliant. That's a massive step forward in terms of progress.
Mhm.
Yeah, really well done with that. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, well, what I'll do, I'll send over the recording to you so you've got it, and I'll send over some of the little videos as well so you've got them so you can see about the loose lead walking. And we've got a hand touch one as well. There is two different techniques with the hand touch. There's one with your thumb in the middle of your fingers as well. You can do whichever one suits, but to be honest, that one's an easier one to do rather than having a treat under your thumb to start with.
Yeah.
If you hadn't have gone for that, we would have just changed to the other technique. So there is two. I'll send them over to you. And yeah, and book in for when you're ready. So if you want to book in for kind of next week, the week after, that's absolutely fine with me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, there was one thing. I think in your email last time you said to sign a agreement.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. I don't know if I was just being really blind.
Oh. Give me one sec. Let me pause this recording.